stuck in a minefield of insurance options to live in Bali? I know the feeling. There's so many providers and policies out there, and finding the right one for you can literally have you banging your head against the wall. But don't worry, I'm going to share my experience and I'm going to give you all the tips on finding the right one just for you. So the main problem that I came across was because I didn't have a flight booked back to the UK, most providers wouldn't actually insure me. I tried compare sites, trying with my bank, I asked friends on who they went with, and I was thinking, do I just get a policy for the first month and then just get health insurance? But actually, when I spoke directly to the insurance providers and I asked them what would happen if I didn't have a flight booked back to the UK, basically the insurance policy would be void, so it's a complete waste of money, to be honest. So I thought, right, I'm probably going to have to scrap getting travel insurance altogether and actually just get insurance on singular items, so either gadget insurance, health insurance, flight insurance, etc. So with the flights and accommodation, a lot of the time when you're actually booking, you can add cover onto them, so I would recommend doing that. Truthfully, I didn't do that, but I'd booked my flights before my accommodation before trying to get insurance, so I didn't actually know this at this point. So maybe that could be something to keep in mind, that when you are booking, pay the extra little bit of money to have your flights insured. The other side of that is obviously your luggage isn't going to be insured, but I just took the risk and thank God nothing went wrong at all with my travelling, so I was okay. But it is a risk, unfortunately, so I suppose unless you're travelling with very expensive items, you're probably going to be okay and be able to replace a lot of the stuff, but it is an inconvenience to say the least. So with me travelling to work abroad, obviously I had my MacBook, I had my phone, I had Apple Watch, AirPods, things like that, so I tried to get travel insurance on its own, but came across a similar problem because that I wasn't going to be going back to the UK, that if anything had broken, my phone, if it was lost or stolen, I spoke with the providers and they said, well, we'd have to send, once the insurance policy had actually gone through and the claim had gone through, we'd actually have to send it back to the registered UK address. So the phone, if I'd lost it, thank God I haven't, would go to my parents' address and then they'd have to ship it out to me. So in the time that would have happened, I would have had to buy a new phone anyway. So again, I just didn't see the point in spending the money on something that isn't actually going to be useful for me. So the most important thing you want to be covered for really is your health insurance. So even the travel insurance policies, it's only emergency and your health insurance with that anyway, so you would have had to probably get an additional health insurance on top of that. I wanted to make sure that I had health insurance that not just covered me for emergency, but your dental, for doctor's appointments, prescriptions and things like that. So I did a bit of research, spoke to a few people and found that AXA and Alliance seem to be the best options for your health insurance. So obviously do your own research and stuff with that, because there might be different policies that you want to cover you. So I rang up both, got quotes for both. I ended up going with AXA. I picked the global health, the global cover, excluding the Americas, because I wasn't going over to the US or anything like that. So I'm fully covered when I go to Australia next. But if you're wanting to maybe do 2 months in Bali, then 2 months in Thailand, and then maybe go over to Japan or Australia or whatever, you'll still be covered for that whole time. So it is good to get the year's premium on that, and then you're covered and you don't have to, it's one thing that you don't have to think about sorting. Cost-wise for the insurance, so for AXA, I pay £160 a month. That covers me for all my emergency costs, and I got quite high costs on them as well. I can't remember the exact amount off the top of my head, but I got 24/7 online doctor. You can get prescriptions through that. They cover you for medical appointments here as well. The only stipulation is that you can't claim for anything that you've had in the last 5 years. So for example, if you've had acne treatment in the last 5 years, you then can't claim for further acne treatment. The underwriters go through your medical history and they will ask you to get your doctors to fill out a form. Now, this is a bit annoying and it can delay the processes of you wanting to claim for things. The good thing is as well is that you pay this as like a monthly premium, so there's no upfront costs. You can choose your start date and you don't start paying until your policy actually starts as well, so there's not going to be any hidden costs or sign-up costs or anything like that. So that's really beneficial for you, because obviously you're paying a bit before you get to Bali or anywhere that you're traveling, so that's also a bonus. Now, there are actually insurances for digital nomads, and I had a look into these, and once I dug a little bit deeper, I actually found that they didn't cover you for a lot. and they were very expensive. So personally, I just opted to have the health insurance, so I'm covered for everything like that, because that is the most important thing, and just hope for the best with everything else, to be fair. But I've been very lucky so far. So some of the main key takeaways are, when you are booking your flights and accommodation or anything like that, add on the insurance cover for that, and then you've got cover at least if there's any cancellations or sickness or anything. Obviously read the T's and C's and make sure that you're actually covered and you're paying for the right thing. When you are looking for health insurance, ring up and have a conversation with the sales team. Make sure you get the right quotes, make sure you're covered for everything that you need before agreeing to a policy. Similar to getting the vaccines, like I spoke about in my last episode, you can do this as far in advance as you like, because you can obviously set a start date, so you might as well tick something off your Bali prep list. Next episode, I'm going to be talking about how to make sure your phone works out here in Bali. Make sure to subscribe. Thank you.